All right. We are on day 19 of Winter Yr1, and we're going to be checking on Ginger Island. We're going to be making more sprinklers, and we're going to be prepping for more Skull Cavern runs. I feel like the Skull Cavern runs may be the fastest way to level up the Mastery XP. We're going to test that. But mostly, we're going to focus on getting that Ginger Island farm up and producing. So that we have plenty of income and plenty of leeway, plenty of room for error to get this thing filled out. If at some point we don't want to grind iron ore, maybe we can just go buy some from Clint at that point. We need to save up a little bit of money here to pay off the Joja Parrot, to finish the golden walnuts, so that we can open up Mr. Key's walnut room and get started with some of those quests. I think maybe really what I want from there is just the pressure nozzles. Alright, that was our harvest of wild forageables, winter seeds. Let's see what we got. We did get some powder melons. We can do one more round of everything, powder melons and wild seeds. So we're going to go ahead and increase the field here. We'll pop our powder melons in the seed makers. And we'll make wild seeds with there we go, 190, not bad. I wonder if I have enough other stuff to make a couple more. Yeah, snow yam, crocus, crystal fruit. Just one more. Came down to the snow yam. That's alright. If we really wanted to, we could go very purposefully farm some snow yams pretty easily, probably. I don't think I'm that concerned. I think 200 is good. That's a good final crop of winter seeds. So we're just going to grab the last of these powder melon seeds, and then we're going to get to planting. And then maybe we'll go check on Ginger Island, see what's happening over there. Always pet the dog. Always gotta pet the dog. Alright, let's see where we get with 200. We'll just fill in our gaps first, and then we'll hoe up some new ground. Given that there's no seeds that you can buy for winter, we were only relying on what we can make and what we can find for the winter seeds. Alright, we've got 110 seeds left. So that's going to be what? That's going to be like 11, 12, 13, 14 sprinklers. So we should be able to make a pretty good swath of wild seeds here. And I don't have to actually worry about watering these. They're going to grow fast enough. The sprinklers can water them overnight. We're not getting another crop anyway. So we don't have to worry about it. We can just put them in the ground and walk away. Do our other stuff. Still 6 more. Alright, and then we've got those, so we're gonna keep it moving over here. And the powder melon seeds, they're also 7 days, so they'll be fine. They'll be fine. We don't have to water at all here. We'll just put it in the ground. We're not getting another crop in anyway. Alright. Let's have a check in the greenhouse. And our strawberries are ready to pick. So that's 20,000 gold. Because they're all going straight in the bin. Straight in the bin. And they're just going to keep coming until we have ancient fruit for here. I'm going to fill up the entire Ginger Island farm with ancient fruit first. And then we'll bring it over here to the greenhouse. And then, not this coming year, not going to be ready for this coming year, but in year 3, we will be able to fill the entire standard farm. We are on track to fill the entire standard farm with ancient fruit in spring of year 3. So that's what we're working towards here. Alright, we have... That took me a pretty long time. It's already noon. We do have this dried starfish turn in. I'm not sure that we have anything else to turn in. Oh, we do. We do have a prehistoric hand axe. Okay, and that's it. So let's go check out Ginger Island. We'll turn these in and go check out Ginger Island, see how that farm's doing. At this point, we're just turning things in out of habit. We got the Krobus key already, and today is Friday. So we do need to go get our iridium sprinkler. Can't forget that, it's too good to pass up. An iridium sprinkler for 10,000 gold. That's too good to pass up. Alright, that'll be our next Skull Cavern run. We can do that once the new year comes and Kent arrives home from the war. Very unlikely to do any of these. Mayor's Shorts probably later. We haven't really been concerned with relationships here. We've just been planting and building more sprinklers and planting more crops. Alright, Krobus and his vow of silence on Friday. I believe to remember his fallen ancestors. Ban the spam. Off to Ginger Island. Just having a sip of tea there. Dandelion root tea. Hot. Very delicious. Alright, so we've got some pineapples to stick in the seed makers. And we also have some broccoli to stick in the shipping bin. Our ancient fruit right there. Slowly but surely should be ready in the spring sometime. We did find it during winter. Was that all of our pineapples? Yes. And we might as well plant the mixed seed that came out. It's a 25% chance of being a pineapple. How many did we get? 30 and one mixed seed. Alright. Alright, that's that. That's that. Do we have any weeds spreading? We want to make sure that we're not losing anything to spreading weeds over here. Okay, I think we can get a couple more golden walnuts, yep, from breaking these mussel rocks. I think maybe I've gotten 3 from the mussel rocks now. So I think, if I'm correct, I'm probably wrong, but I think I can still get 2 more. Alright, we already had, excuse me, we already had the snake skull. So that's not really a help. Alright, at least we've got really our first large batch of pineapples. That's going to accelerate the growth here. It's going to start happening pretty quickly. Snake skull and the snake vertebrae. We've already completed the snake. So that's a shame. That's a shame on that one. We've got this cave here. Who dares to enter my nest, a humble farmer come to cultivate my lands? How fortunate. Oh, how the rains have blessed me. My fields once teemed with fresh fruit and vegetables, but I've grown old, and without the vigor of youth, my fields have turned to worthless dust. What I would give to feast my eyes upon that banquet of delights once more. That's where you come in. You must grow for me that sweet delight which is both pink and juicy. Do not pluck it from the earth. I wish to see it in its natural state. So that's gonna be a melon. And we have some melons that are almost ripe, so we're very close to that. So we'll get to see what happens there. I did not take note of how many golden walnuts we had. We have 9. Okay. So I'm not entirely, I think basically the volcano dungeon is going to be where most of the rest of our golden walnuts are. I'm just leaving the bone nodes for now. I would like to wait for the fragments of the past quest to come up on the special order board, and then I can come in here and just blast all these guys. Get that quest finished. Another snake skull. Alright. Did we do that one? We did not. We did not do that one. But we did get this one. Right. Alright. So, and these you have to take like a secret exit from the volcano to get. So, we may not get those anytime soon. Let's just see what the Joja Parrot is asking right now. It's probably 800,000, 810, something like that. We're very close. 790, we're very close. We just need a decent harvest from the Ginger Island farm. Or the last harvest from the winter field in Stardew Valley. Did I get this one? Yeah. When we go to harvest the last field from Stardew Valley Farm, we no longer need to scale it up, so we can just sell all of that. We might want to make a couple hundred winter seeds and put those in the farming chest before we sell the rest. That way we can start next year with a larger field, a larger winter field to accelerate the growth. Since I'm pretty sure we're going to be going into year 3, we might as well make year 2 winter as profitable as we can. Alright. So we've checked on Ginger Island. Things are going well there. We can give it a couple days before we go back. So tomorrow we will probably just go iron farming. Probably just go iron farming. Let's place our sprinkler. Okay. We're getting there. We're getting there. Alright, do we need... What do we need? We need some quartz. And we also need charcoal. We need coal. Oh, we're running low on wood. Alright. So we'll need to take a pass at the valley, chopping down all the trees. Bombs take 1 coal each. So we can either build them ourselves, or we can buy them from the dwarf. But for right now, we are building them ourselves. We have other plans for our money at the moment. Copper trash can is ready. Alright. We have successfully upgraded everything else. So we can just keep going back and doing that. Obviously, we don't have enough iron bars right now to go to the next stage. So, that is one small reason to do more iron farming, but mostly we're doing it for the quality sprinklers. Alright, we do have a wild harvest here, and there is still time to get one more in, so we're going to go ahead and harvest that and make seeds and replant. What am I requires one coal. Oh, we're next to the furnaces. So we'll see how this is doing for our, we'll just stop here. We've got a large section over to the left there to harvest. Let's see, 3,700, okay. That's our mastery XP level right now. Just curious to see how far this is moving the needle here. Because what we really want is both farming and mining mastery to get to the really accelerated skull cavern runs, and just kind of everything in the game goes faster once you get those two things. Alright, is that everything? It looks like it. Alright, so let's make all the winter seeds we can. Oh boy. We should have plenty of those in here. Yeah, that's what we need. Crocuses. So the snow yams actually ended up being the limiter there. That's interesting. That was one of the things we had more of at the beginning of the season. Alright, we've got just a couple more powder melons. Alright, so where did that land us? 3,700, almost 4,000. So, you know, not a ton, but it moved it a little bit. And we are up, and there was another snow yam. So just one crocus, one crystal fruit. Okay. Just trying to get everything we possibly can out of this. We want to get all the XP. We want to get all the cash. And just for the sake of being in keeping with the spirit of the challenge, we want as many crops in the field as we can get. We want the field to be as full as possible. We still have 177 left. So let's get going, enlarging this field. This should be the last, I think. We only have 8 days left. Man, I hate that. Alright, where was that? Here? Here. Alright, I really wish the scarecrows would not get chopped up when we're just hoeing up ground. Alright, I was actually paying attention to where it was that time. We may already be pretty close to where we need to be, but I'm just going to keep going straight across to the end, and we'll see where we actually fall. Alright. And we should be able to, with agriculturist, I do believe that does affect the wild seeds. But maybe just to be on the safe side, we'll water these anyway. Just to make sure. Just to make sure they get ripe before the end of the season. Alright. Birds are saying good morning over there. Oh, we still needed a little more than that. Let's grab these powder melon seeds and put those in while we're at it. Alright, so the winter field did end up growing to a respectable size, I would say. Yeah, I would say the winter field ended up a respectable. So wait a second. We got another snow yam from hoeing. Okay. No, we gotta be strict about this. We're making this. We want this last harvest to be a good one. Alright, so this actually ended up being our entire day here. Just replanting all these winter wild seeds. We're gonna have to figure out some efficiencies for how to get this whole field planted. Because I don't know that I can even manage to get the whole field planted in a single day. So we'll have to kind of experiment maybe with different ways. I don't know. When we get to the year 3 and we're doing the ancient fruit, thankfully that can be a little more relaxed. We're gonna have to prep for sure. We're gonna have to make a bunch more seed makers. We're gonna have to be spamming. Instead of selling all of the ancient fruit, just spamming it into the seed makers. Because we're going to need, in total, we're going to need about 4,000 ancient seeds. Once we get Ginger Island done, I think that's going to be maybe, there's another snow yam, oh my goodness, and there's some more powder melon seeds. I think the Ginger Island farm is like 500 or 600 tiles. I honestly don't actually know. So we have to add that on to the total from this farm, plus the greenhouse, plus garden pots in the greenhouse and in the house. We're really trying to maximize here just the number of ancient fruits we can have at once. Alright, where did we fall? We had some space here. Okay. Alright, there we go. It's 4 p.m. We've just planted 240 more winter seeds, I think it ended up being. Love you, bud. Love you, Chillin' Junior. Oh, we missed the powder melon seeds. Continuing on. More planting, more planting, more planting. Come on, the other way. Okay. Alright. Now, there's a little bit of time. We could just go run a couple run a couple times through level 40 in the mine, grab some iron ore. We're gonna need a lot of it. There's another snow yam. You know what? I'll go back. I'll go back, and we might as well just do some random hoeing to see if we get any other snow yams. Just completely random. We're just hoeing wherever just to see if we get any snow yams here before we finalize this last planting. This is the last planting. We're not doing this again. Everything that we dig up now we can sell. We'll make a few hundred seeds to start next winter with. So we're a little ahead of the game there. Alright, I'm not seeing any snow yams, so we'll just make one more, and then that's it. That's it. Alright, one more, and that's it. Oh, it was 10. Why did I think it was 5? Alright. Give those a quick watering. And it looks like we just spent today on the farm. We did not even leave the farm today. How about that? I mean, unless you count that quick jaunt out to the bus stop. Alright, the legend has been kind of slow on its produce lately. So we're hoping for more from that. He's definitely more than paid for itself. I mean, we've made I would say in total close to 100,000 from that fish pond already. So definitely not wasted energy, not wasted effort. We're going to go to bed early today, right? Why not? We spent the whole day on the farm, harvesting and planting. Let's head to bed. We're going to have to, excuse me, sir. We're going to have to do some iron farming in the mine. There's no way around it. So we might as well do a full day of it, and that won't be today because today we're gonna head back to Ginger Island. We want to head back to Ginger Island every couple days. Right now we want to head back because the gourmand frog is going to look at our melon. Let's not repeat that phrase, huh? Alright, we've had a few bad luck days in a row here. That's fine. That's fine. We're not really relying on luck at the moment. Pieces of hardwood for Robin. Yeah. I think we already have those. We do. We do. So we're going to go ahead and harvest, and we are, even though I think technically we could. If we plant it today, theoretically, it should be ripe on the last day of the month. I mean, I guess we have to then, right? That is what this run is about. If we can plant crops and they will be ripe, then I guess we kind of have to. We want this field to be as large as possible. So that's that. I guess today is more planting crops. We'll try to get to Ginger Island afterwards. We have to keep our priorities straight. So we're definitely going to be enlarging the field this time. First off, oh yes, we are definitely going to be enlarging the field. Let's throw some of these powder melons in the seed makers. And see what we need to grab from here to make more. We've got crocuses, crystal fruit, and snow yams. So we should be able to make 50 more seeds. Okay. We're gonna be here all day. We're gonna be here all day. It's just the life of a farmer, right? We have to plant. It's what we do. We have to do what we do. And we want to keep these seed makers going, so let's head back up and refill those. And then just keep filling in gaps. Alright, I heard the seed makers finish. Doing too bad, not doing too bad. We've got about 150 wild seeds left, and then whatever we're going to end up with for powder melons. So our winter field definitely is going to end up being pretty respectable. We still have a good few powder melons. So we're going to we'll come all the way out to the left here before we try to do another row going down. We are going to have to water all this if we have a chance at having it finish by the end of the season. Okay, let's swap out our powder melon seeds up here. We're just gonna keep moving. It is absolutely going to take all day. Nothing really we can do about that. We are going as fast as we can. I mean, I guess we could have some espresso. That would definitely help. That would definitely help. Alright, we're almost out of wild seeds. Doing well there. Doing well there. Oh. Where was it? Here. If there's any way that I can not hoe up scarecrows, please someone let me know. In all my previous runs, I haven't really cared that much, but this huge field of crops with lots of scarecrows in it, that one little thing is just such an annoyance. I'm not sure we're going to need this many, but I'm going to go ahead and do them all anyway. Alright, and that's all off to the left. We still have the entire bottom half of the farm that's still not tilled up, so... is that... No, we still have another stack of gold powder melons. Get it in the bin. Alright. And the mixed seeds we'll just put back. We'll put those back for now. I'm just gonna wait. We've got one more round of seeds. One more round of seeds. Maybe we'll turn this down a little bit. Turn that down a little bit, I think. Yep, that's it. And then we can just plant. $136. Yeah, I think we'll be pretty close. Here. If we do have to go somewhere, I'll just stay with those iridium sprinklers. Keep it close to the greenhouse and the house. Alright, yeah, we're just gonna have a couple. We've got 12 left. Alright, so we might as well, well, there was some space that was already tilled and watered, but yeah, we'll do that. While we have the opportunity to leave ourselves some walking path, we'll do it. Alright, now we have to water everything. And then on the last day of winter, when this all comes ripe, we'll make ourselves a good, I don't know, 400 or 500 seeds for next year and then sell the rest, or maybe do we have to make as many as we possibly can? Oh man, maybe we do. I think maybe we do. I think maybe we have to make as many as we possibly can and start winter with thousands of crops next year. I don't like it, but I think that's what has to be done. Yeah. So that'll be fun. The last harvest should at least be some good experience. we're gonna get one mastery by springtime, I think. So we'll definitely be getting the farming mastery first for that sweet, sweet iridium scythe. We absolutely did spend the entire day, but I think we have enough time to at least go do a couple iron floor runs here before bed. And tomorrow we want to head to Ginger Island and get the frog to look at our melon. Such a horrible sentence. Junimos will undoubtedly appear to reclaim territory. Raisins are their favorite food. Yes, we're good. We are going to be... This is one reason we do need to do that Witch's Swamp quest still, because we want to have access to Junimo huts. I think it falls within the spirit of the challenge. My only concern is that for how many Junimo huts we're going to need, it is going to take up a lot of tiles total. Each of those tiles is a tile that we're not growing crops on. I do like the idea that if we give them raisins, they can harvest more than we could, so I guess it more than evens out. I guess it's a net positive there, right? They're supposed to harvest about 20% more than we do. So if their hut takes up, I think 6 spaces, I think it's a 2x3 hut. If their hut takes up 6 spaces, but they can harvest 150 spaces, they're gonna harvest 30 extra crops, but their hut only takes up 6 spaces. So I think in the end, I think that's a pretty big net positive, actually. So I think that's definitely something we're doing. So add that to the list of things to do today, right? Did the gold slime really just dropped gold? Interesting. Alright, I think that's the end of that for us. We'll just grab this here and then head home. And kind of just take stock of what we need to be thinking about, right? We always, at this point, we will always be able to default to farming iron ore if we have nothing else to do. We want to keep the Ginger Island farm going. We're done planting for winter. There will be no more winter plantings. Borrowed a necklace from Mom, but she lost it somewhere near the bathhouse. She can freak if she knows it's missing. Yeah, you can fish that out of the bathhouse. That's a pretty easy one. I may or may not do it, since we're just focused right now on our main goal. We're like single-minded, just laser focus here. We have one goal. And I'm not really sure that befriending anyone at this point gets us closer to the goal. Oh boy, 2 gold. Oh boy. The bookseller's in town today. We're definitely going to check on that. That's, I think, the 4th bad luck day in a row. This whole run has been pretty bad luck. This whole run has been pretty bad luck. Alright, so do I wait for the last day to harvest everything? Love you, bud. Do I wait for the last day to harvest everything? Now that our field is complete in its winter size, I think I do. I think I just leave it. Wait until the last day and then harvest everything at once. Alright. So we're just gonna head to Ginger Island today. It's Monday. Nothing special happens on Mondays. So we'll go show the frog our melon. I can't stop laughing at that. That's going to be funny every time to me. I don't know why. We'll see if there's any ripe pineapples for us to turn into seeds and continue spreading those. We'll have a look at this special order board. Biome balance, there we go. Ocean fish, biome balance, catch 20 ocean fish. Okay, we are definitely going to do that. That's a big deal. That gets us a farm computer. Although I think we do have to wait to get more battery packs to make one. But still, we want that recipe as soon as we have it available. So we're definitely going to do that. We might have time, you know, probably what we do here on the farm won't take that long. Look at it. Yes, this is it. Bringing me back to the old days, sunny days when things were... Is this frog walking with a cane? That's an old frog. Take a big juicy bite, but I won't. Hey, help yourself. No, seriously, help yourself. Whoa, 5 golden walnuts just for that. Wish to see the long yellow thing which tickles the skin and waves in the wind. Tickles the skin and waves in the wind. Is that a summer squash? What tickles the skin? Corn, maybe? Does corn tickle the skin? I'm actually going to hit up the wiki on this one. Gourmand frog. It's wheat. Okay. Okay, we may have bought the rest of the walnuts by the time that becomes a thing. Alright, alright, there's stuff to harvest. Is any of it pineapple? Doesn't look like it. Alright, so this is all going in the bin then. Any taro to harvest? No. Oh, there's a couple. There's one pineapple anyway. Hey, every little bit, there's another pineapple. Every little bit counts right now. Every little bit counts right now. so 2 pineapples. And what else? What else do we want to, we don't want to do blueberries. We want to do stuff that's going to come ripe and then go away. Right? The rhubarb's not a bad thing to do. Alright, and then what? Let's say melons. More melons. The rest we'll put in the bin. Off it goes. Does Lewis... Who comes and gets this shipping bin? Does Lewis get mine at home and then ride the whole way across the sea to get these? Do they say at some point who is coming to get this shipping bin full of stuff? Alright, let's get the pineapples closest to the house. We'd rather have a full, you know, a full field rather than pineapple here, pineapple there. Just everywhere we have already tilled up first. Wasn't there a spot? Did I already put it there? Yeah, okay. Alright, 17 left. So we'll just fill in here. Actually, you know what? We won't. We'll leave that alone. We will leave that alone. We want those taro roots to have plenty of room. We eventually want to have 100 taro roots growing at once. The same with the pineapples, because I'm pretty sure those are the 2 things that Carolyn can possibly ask for. Do we just do this? I think we do. I think we do this because we want to get that warp totem. We want to get that obelisk up here. There's other things on the island we could build. Like if we would have built the oh, it's 20 for the warp tower. If we would have built the resort, which I'm gonna guess is also 20, that opens up more walnut opportunities. Yeah, that's also 20. Okay, so let's see. So that mail thing was kind of a waste. Is the shopkeeper 10? I think it is. Yeah, let's do that. That can be useful. The island trader can be pretty useful. See, this is one thing he can be useful for, is taro tubers. The pineapple seeds, magma caps, are so very rare. You know, you might do a whole volcano dungeon run and find 1 magma cap mushroom. So, but the taro tubers, we can get tons of bone anytime we want at the dig site. And then golden coconuts, that can be good to farm for. The banana sapling for 5 dragon teeth is not a good deal. Dragon teeth are super rare. Definitely won't be doing that. The deluxe retaining soil, though, this is a must for the garden pots. We can't really do the garden pots until we get access to this deluxe retaining soil. So we are going to want to farm some cinder shards to buy that recipe so that we can use the garden pots as soon as possible. So we should probably go farm some iron before we go back to bed. And one of these days, on a good luck day, I'll show you what panning at the dig site can bring. You know, it's not the most glorious thing. It's not beautiful. It's kind of grindy. Oh, that's right. We want to actually fish. That's what we want to do. Okay. How long does that last? 4 minutes? Not really worth it. Right, we'll just grab a couple dressed spinners here to make sure we have something. We need to just fish up 20 fish. That's it. No specific fish. He made it very easy for us. We just need to fish up 20 fish, and that's it. And now that we've activated mastery, everything we do gets us experience. So, well, of course it would disappear. Everything we do gets us experience, so it doesn't matter what we're doing, it's still useful. Because it gets us closer to... Hey, Whimsy. How's it going today? We're grinding out some mastery XP and making our way just towards our goals here. Got a quest to fish up 20 ocean fish, so that's what we're working on right now. It's gonna get me access to the farm computer. Playing some Skyrim before you stream. Are you gonna be streaming Skyrim today? I'm doing well. I'm good. It's a beautiful day. It was very cold this morning, but I'm recovering from some sledding yesterday. I love to play some Skyrim. And generally, I always have some very strict rules for myself to not become a stealth archer. Extreme Coral Island. The sledding was okay. It was maybe a bit too cold, so we couldn't be outside for a tremendously long period of time. And it's been... we usually get at least one sledding event per year, so it's been a year since the last time we got to go sledding. So it was definitely a fun time. We like to do midnight sledding. I'll make sure we're all prepped, start a fire outside, and sled in the moonlight. It's kind of a weird tradition, I guess. Oh, our fishing tackle wore out. Noticed it didn't get many views, so decided not to stream it. And it is very cool. Yeah. So I would think Skyrim would be pretty popular. Is it just that you're competing in a saturated space for Skyrim views? It's very cool. It's been years since I've gone sledding. And midnight sledding, that sounds fun. I bet it's a fun experience. Yes, as long as the moon is out. You know, the ground is covered in very reflective snow. So as long as the moon is out, you've got no problem seeing. I'm not sure I would want to do it if the moon wasn't out. That would probably be a bit scary. You wouldn't even know if you were going to run into something. But as long as the moon is out, it's safe and it's fun. Yeah, I would imagine Skyrim is probably a pretty popular one. Do a YouTube Let's Play on Skyrim, see how that goes. I'm going to start a YouTube channel, but don't know how. Well, I think from what I've seen, so I've been... that's my birds. Yeah, that's my birds. I have a couple budgies, and they get, at about this time of morning, they have a little loud time. They get pretty excited when the sun starts coming in the window. We have some non-traditional pets. We have birds, we have a turtle, we have cockroaches. I don't currently have a dog. I would love to get another dog, but it's going to be a couple more years before I'm ready, I think. The last one passing left me pretty devastated. Yes, Madagascar hissing cockroaches. They actually make really good pets. I was skeptical myself, but I have a son that's really into bugs and entomology, and he convinced me that it would be a good pet, and you know, he was right. He was 100% right. We just went to the local pet store. They sell them as food for lizards and tarantulas and such. They'll eat the cockroaches. So you can buy live Madagascar hissing cockroaches at the pet store for like $1. And they're cockroaches. They eat anything. They're very easy to keep alive. They don't drink much water. Like it's very, very low maintenance pet. And we did get lucky and get one that actually enjoys being held and climbing on people. So that was kind of a huge surprise to me that I would enjoy having a cockroach as a pet. Did not see that coming. Bearded dragons, worms and crickets, not cockroaches. I believe they do sell them, for bearded dragons as well. But I think the cockroaches get a bit large for the bearded dragons. So you'd have to get them when they're quite little to feed them to bearded dragons. But yeah, I'm a dog person, so eventually I will get another dog, but it's gonna be a while. Yeah, oh yeah, he was devastated when the first one died. They only live for like 2 or 3 years. There's the full bird wake up in the background. Alright, so does he mail us the recipe? Do we have to go talk to him? I don't know. But yeah, and then we also have a turtle. Had a pup pass away 4 years ago. I'm still not over it. Yeah, I'm very not over it. I've had 3 dogs in my adult life. And this last one really hit me hard, so I'm giving it some time. I can say I definitely feel ready. As far as, man, I want a dog companion, but there's so many ways in which I'm not ready as well, so I'm giving it some time. Yeah, it was about, maybe it's been 4 or 5 years from me as well. And I can say absolutely I'm not ready yet. Yep. Yep. I do, you know, I miss having the companion, the constant companion. So I feel like I'm ready in that regard, but I know I'm not. 3 cats. Yeah. I love cats too. I'm just not really a cat person. I don't think I really want to have indoor cats. I'm fine with feeding our barn cats and stuff like that and just having them around. Sometimes we get a friendly one, and that's always neat. But most of the time they just keep to themselves and they eat the food and they keep the rodent. Why can't I throw away this broken trident? Okay. Oh, because I don't actually have a trash can. I have to go pick up my trash can from Clint. I forgot about that. But yeah, I do. I love cats. I just don't really want them in my house. There's no real reason for me not to age this row. Alright. Our cats are absolute love bugs. They snuggle with us every day, sleep in our bed at night with us, and just hang out. Yeah. Yeah, no, I'm not denying that cats can be incredibly sweet pets. I'm fully aware of that. And I have met my share of very friendly, very cuddly cats. Maybe it's, I don't know. I don't know what it is. I just don't really like having them inside my house, that's all. Maybe it's just the litter box aspect. I don't know. Some underlying past traumas, maybe. But our barn cats on the farm, they can be pretty friendly. We've had a couple that were quite characters. One of them was so darn cuddly. He would always be right under your feet. As soon as you were over at the barns, he would be under your feet. To the point where we were changing the oil in the tractor, and he crawled up on my dad's chest. We're, laying underneath the tractor. He crawled up on my dad's chest right when he pulled the plug from the oil pan, and got completely covered in old tractor oil. So that was a fun little moment. Also got his tail caught on fire once. We were doing some plumbing for some automatic waterers, and he wanted to be down in the hole. We had dug a hole. We were putting in frost-free spigots for the waterers. So we had dug the hole. We were soldering, so we had a propane torch going, and he just wanted to be in the hole with us. So he jumped down in the hole right in front of the propane torch, lit his tail on fire. We put it out and went about our business. He was a wonderful cat. That was 20 couple years ago, but I still remember him. Alright, so today I think we do the iron farming. We're probably going to go into the mine and just farm some iron ore so that we can get ready. That's prep for Skull Cavern runs, as well as building more sprinklers. I'd say we're probably 3/4 of the way done with putting sprinklers on the farm, but they are these quality sprinklers, so they do take up a lot of tiles themselves. So I think I would like to have a goal of upgrading them all to iridium sprinklers at least to finish this challenge in year 3. Alright, these strawberries are going straight in the bin. And Robin's request. Oh, we do have 10 pieces of hardwood we can drop off at Robin's. And we should probably do the witch's swamp while we're up there. That's been kind of falling to the bottom of the priority list every day, and it's been a couple months now and I haven't done it. If I recall, we can still just fish up the void mayonnaise for this goblin right here in the swamp. I hope I still can, because otherwise this gets a lot more complicated. You know, I don't need the fish, I need the mayonnaise. I think it's a fairly low chance, like 10% or less, so it might take a little bit. What's this place? This is the Witch's Swamp. During the summer of year 1, the train station gets unlocked. And then at some point, you get a quest from the wizard. When you come up to the train station during the summer, you get a quest from the wizard for the Dark Talisman. You have to get the sewer key from the museum, talk to Krobus. Krobus opens up the insect layer in the sewers. You have to go through that to get the Dark Talisman, to unlock this. It's a whole thing. And then this guy's gonna want a void mayonnaise. He's a goblin henchman. Sorry, this is private property. He's guarding the witch's hut. And if you give him a void mayonnaise, he will kind of sneak off to eat it in silence and peace. But since I don't have any barns or chickens or anything, so I don't have a mayonnaise machine. If I absolutely have to, I can just buy a void egg from Krobus and build a mayonnaise machine just for that one purpose. But we need to complete this quest to build, to be able to build Junimo huts on the farm so that Junimos can help us harvest things. So this is necessary for the run. I'm gonna look this up. I'm starting to get the feeling that maybe something has changed since last I did this. Void mayonnaise. Void mayonnaise. It can also be obtained by fishing in the Witch's Swamp. It's a 5% chance. Okay. So we can get it. And at a 5% chance, I think it's probably worth just standing here and fishing for it. We would have to build a mayonnaise machine, which I'd rather not do. Yeah, so we'll Hopefully we'll eventually get a void mayonnaise here. We'll give it to this goblin guy. He'll get out of our way. And we'll go through the witch's hut to the wizard's tower. And get access to building the teleport obelisks and the Junimo huts. So just praying for this 5% chance item right now. Maybe if I up my luck a little bit, maybe that'll help. I don't know. It's worth a shot. Or maybe if we cast further, I don't think that's going to make much of a difference. Alright, we actually fished out our tackle. So maybe the mayonnaise machine is going to be the way to get this done. Fishing tackle wore out. Yeah. Trying to hit this 5% chance. There it is. Alright. Alright. That smell, I can't resist. Yeah, see, he just runs off. What's funny is he runs into the hut, and then we run into the hut, and he's not here. Alright, so we've got the magic ink. Curse the countryside, a spell book for the rural witch. I decide not to touch it. So this would be how we get monsters on the farm at night if we want them. This one is how you erase your ex-spouse's memory of having married you. And this one is how to turn your children into doves and get them to fly away if you don't want them. Some pretty dark stuff. See, his ex-wife is the witch. Bit awkward. So there's the wizard's building store. I don't know what to call it. He'll summon buildings. Book of Summoning. There we go. So we'll have a look at what it's going to cost us. 20,000 gold, 200 stone, 9 star fruit. Okay, so that there is a reason for us to grow star fruit then. And 100 fiber. And actually, I think the fiber seeds recipe comes from Linus, being friends with Linus. So that might be one reason we should start focusing on friendship. But yeah, so you can also build the earth obelisk to warp you to the mountains, warp you to the beach, warp you to the desert, and warp you to Ginger Island. The Ginger Island one, getting 10 dragon teeth is a lot, and this is where you get the gold clock from, the 10 million gold clock. So this is a reason to grow starfruit for us. So I'll probably do a couple rounds in the iron floors of the mine. We're very unlikely to ever finish the raccoon quests, but it's worth trying just for the ability to swap mystery boxes for magic rock candy later in the game. Alright, we're getting carrot seeds now. There's our big pumpkin that we got in the fall. I think I'm allowed to leave it there. I don't think I have to chop it. The birds are arguing with each other. They'll do that. They will do that. Whoops, wrong one. Alright. Love you, bud. We're going to go back to the mines and just get a little bit of iron farming in. Once we get the Ginger Island completed, then we can start just kind of buying bombs from the dwarf when we need them. And we're very close to that. Either the final harvest from the winter field here at the farm, or the next harvest at Ginger Island. We'll be able to buy the rest of the golden walnuts and be done with that. But for a little bit longer, we need to mine our own. We need to make our own bombs. Alright, I tell you what, they really want me to go in there, so I'm just going to, when I go to sleep tonight here, I'll take a short AFK to go spend a couple moments with the birds. Once we can get enough iron to make our minimum amount of bombs, we'll do a skull cavern run. It may or may not be today, during today's stream. Because I like to wait for an iridium luck day, and those have been very few and far between. Not seeing a lot of iron here, but it's better than nothing. Let's just see how much we're getting. Yeah, not a lot. It's 4 iron ore per 1 bomb. So we're gonna need to do probably a couple days of iron farming before we can say we're ready for a skull cavern run. It takes some preparation if you really want to make it worth it. And since I don't really enjoy the Skull Cavern runs, I like to make sure it is worth it. I'd rather do fewer runs with much higher rewards than spend any more time in there. Alright, there's a purple rock. It was worth a shot. This is some of the grindy stuff. Getting all this iron ore to get prepped. The nice part, once we're done with the Golden Island, Ginger Island Golden Walnuts, and maybe we go ahead and make the movie theater after that. Once we're done with that stuff, the big money investments, then we can just buy the bombs. Money at that point becomes a non-issue. In year 2 here, we're gonna have more money than we know what to do with. There we go. Finally a decent bit of iron. Okay, so we can make a few bombs now. It's not enough yet, but it's gonna get us closer to our goal. Generally speaking, I'll use about 170 bombs for a decent day in the Skull Caverns. So that's kind of what we want to be preparing for. Alright, we've got a couple odds and ends here. So we'll go ahead and see how many bombs. Yep, 42. Alright, so we still need another 100 bombs, which would be 400 iron ore. If we had a decent luck day, like neutral or even good, we could probably get 300 to 400 iron ore if we spent all day farming. Thank you. Thank you. Have a great day. So we're gonna just keep doing what we gotta do. We'll probably head over to Ginger Island tomorrow, see what's going on there. And we're very close. I think we might have enough money right now to finish the Joja Parrot. I think it was below 800,000 now. Okay. Neutral, not bad. Alright, so I think we head on over to Ginger Island. Love you, bud. Whoa, that was a bunch of bone fragments. Got some Legend row, excuse me, son. Looking for my mail. Tomorrow's the Feast of the Winter Star. I mean, I didn't get a gift for him. Oops. We'll figure that out tomorrow. Excuse me. We'll see what we have. I mean, if nothing else, we could just give him a prismatic shard and call it a day, right? So that's actually one thing. We might want to start giving Linus some stuff. Right? What's Linus's favorite gifts? Blueberry tart, cactus fruit, and coconut. Yam, dish to see the alleyway buffet. Cactus fruit and coconut. Those are pretty easy. I believe we have a whole stack of coconuts. So in the future, we should start giving him some coconuts on our way to the mines. We'll probably get down to the beach right around 8 o'clock. We'll be close. So we won't have to wait that long for Willie to open the door. Alright, what else do we have? Oh, that's what we forgot to drop off, the 10 hardwood at Robin's. Any artifact spots to dig? We've got a few minutes, so there's no harm in waiting. There is one artifact spot. Alright. There's another one. Alright, let's head over to Ginger Island. And maybe we just go ahead and buy the rest of the gold walnuts today. I am pretty sure it was under 800,000 the last time I checked. So I think we can do it. So let's check on the farm. See what's up over here. Nice, nice. We've got pineapples to make seeds from. We've got our pumpkin harvest here. So we're going to immediately have money again after buying the Joja Parrot. After buying all the gold walnuts, we've got taro roots to make seeds out of. Alright, and we've also got a sunflower harvest, so we can fill spots if we have to. So we're just going to pick everything up. We're going to make a bunch of pineapple seeds, and we'll see where we stand. Alright, we got our mastery. So we can go get our farming mastery right now. We'll definitely do that, because we'll get our, just for moments like this when we're harvesting a whole field of stuff, we'll have our iridium scythe to do the harvesting for us. Real quality of life upgrade there. So that's nice, and we'll have more pineapples here, so potential future profits, and also potential future solar panel recipe. So we're making progress. There are ancient fruit. I can't remember which day of winter we found it, but it'll be mid-spring. We'll be able to start making more ancient fruit seeds and filling out the Ginger Island farm with ancient fruit. We do need to do a starfruit crop. We're going to need to just hoard starfruit to build a bunch of Junimo huts. That's one of the ingredients we'll need. One of the materials we need to build the Junimo huts. So we will need to go get some starfruit seeds. Excuse me. We will need to go get some starfruit seeds. We can sell all that stuff immediately. And we'll keep the rest just for a minute. Just until... Oh, we got ourselves a second ancient fruit seed, guys. Just from the seed makers, that random 1% chance or whatever it is. So we've already got our second ancient fruit plant. That's big news. That vastly increases how quickly we can accelerate this. Just having gotten that one more seed packet makes a huge difference in how quickly we can accelerate this. Alright, so now we're at the taro roots. We got 58 pineapple seeds. Oh, more. More than 58. We got 73 pineapple seeds. That's a good haul. That's a good haul. So it won't be that much longer until we can actually start making money from pineapples. Right? Until the field is full, every pineapple gets turned into seeds. But once the field is full, then we can just start selling every last one. And that's when the money really starts rolling in. Alright, let's make sure we fill in any gaps first. And pretty soon we're gonna be ready. Like this next pineapple harvest, we're probably going to be ready to fill the entire farm. We're gonna have a lot of pineapples and a lot of pineapple seeds. Okay, so mixed seeds go next because some of those are gonna be pineapples. We got 2 pineapples, it looks like. So not bad luck on that. And then the taro tubers, we can get started with those. We have how many? 39. All right. So I don't know how far away you can go actually and still have them be considered paddy watered. Alright. So next time we should be pretty close to having our constant 100 taro, and we already have 100 pineapples. So now we can start throwing some pumpkins in here to at least fill the rest of the space. Right, we don't really need to do the... Oh, there's a weed. I gotta get that weed right now. We don't want any weeds here. We want no chance for our ancient fruit to accidentally get destroyed. that's part of why we're absolutely... There's another one. How about that? Alright, now we're just getting lucky at this point. Now we're just getting lucky. That's huge. Every one of those that we get naturally this way really accelerates how quickly we can make this field all ancient fruit. Because each of them takes a full month to get their first fruit on it. So when I harvest that first one and I put it in here, I'll get between 1 and 3 seeds back. And then that's a whole nother month until we have more seeds. So the more we start with at the beginning, that's exponentially less time until we can fill the whole field. Alright, I'm gonna leave it at that and we'll see how far we get with the seeds we have. Alright, I'm also curious. Okay. So yes, selling the seed, making them into seeds is not a profitable endeavor. I was just curious to see how that worked out. Okay. We'll see if this will cover the whole farm plot. Or if we're gonna we're gonna have to make some more. Okay, so what I'm gonna do, I'm going to leave this edge just in case we do get more ancient fruit seeds. Just in case we do get more ancient fruit seeds as we're going here, I'll leave these few spots until last. We should be pretty close at this point. Yeah. This should do it. Alright, and that's just, you know, we just want to keep the income coming in. We want to keep the tilled tiles tilled. We want to keep them healthy and watered by the waterers, by the sprinklers. And we want to keep weeds out away from our ancient fruit by continuously having other crops planted. Okay, so the rest can get tossed in, and that's some good income. And then we'll go buy our golden walnuts from the Joja Parrot so that we can complete everything else on the island. We still just need to build the resort, get the transportation, the Transport Parrot Express, and get the transport, the warp obelisk on the farm there. Alright, 740,000, sign me up. Sign me up. Alright, so now I cannot actually feel so bad about buying bombs. Right, we still have other things we're going to need a lot of gold for. The movie theater is 500,000. All of the community upgrades from Robin, which we do want. It does make it easier to get around town. The Junimo huts, I don't think they're very expensive though. I think they were 20,000 gold each. We are going to need a lot of them though. I think, like, as an estimate, if each Junimo hut covers about 150, I think it's more than that, but if they cover about 150 tiles, then we're gonna need 20 plus Junimo huts. Oh, we didn't go to the bookseller the other day. I know we already bought most of what they have, but probably should have done that, just to be on the safe side. I believe there's a Way of the Wind Part 2 that we did not yet get. Yeah, there's a Part 2 to get to run even faster. And there's a few other books that we can still get. I'm not sure what they all are. Obviously, one of them is the cookbook that I think you have to wait to year 3 to get. Alright, we do have a good bit of fiber. How much was it? I think it was 100 fiber per Junimo hut. Gonna check the wiki. Junimo hut. Junimo hut. 100 fiber, yes. We need that star fruit, though. We are gonna need to stockpile some star fruit. So the next time we're in the desert for something that's not a Skull Cavern run, like tomorrow is Thursday and we'll go get a magic rock candy, we can stop in and grab some starfruit seeds. Alright, I think we're good to go. No, don't take the melon off the table. Don't do that either. No, don't eat the melon. Put it on the table. Put the melon on the table. There we go. Well, that was more nerve-wracking than I thought it would be. Yep, we have made Morris a rich man, that's for sure, in this playthrough. We very much have made Morris a rich man. Alright, so if we don't have an iridium, if we have an iridium luck day, we might just go buy the bombs and go. We don't. Okay, good. So we can do some more iron farming first. We can do some more iron farming first. Today is Thursday, so we are going to the desert to get our magic rock candy. Love you, bud. Gotta pet that dog. Always gotta pet the dog. We've got a couple more days in winter. Last day of winter we have reserved for harvesting. So we're gonna hope that we can get a Skull Cavern run in before then. I hope the 26th or the 27th is the iridium luck day that we're looking for. And today we do want to drop that off with Robin. Right? Yeah. Okay. Now the question being, I was wanting to wait until the last day so that we harvest everything at the same time. I think I'll stick with that. I'm just curious how that turns out. Okay, so let's head up to Robin. We'll poke our head in the cave here. Not enough to make it worth picking up. We very rarely go in there. Alright, so we'll walk our way up here, and I think she opens at 9 a.m. I think she opens at 9. So we'll be there in a second. pretty sure I already turned that in, yeah. Is Linus still in his tent here at 8 o'clock in the morning? Let's see what that was. A liked gift. Alright, cool. I mean, Linus likes just about everything. I'm not sure that I've ever given him something he didn't like. I want to get those panning spots when we see them. I did hear it respawn, but I do not see it. So we're not going to worry about that. We're going to go give Robin this hardwood. Does that mean I can't give it to her? Alright, I do want to participate in the Feast of the Winter Star. I do. Let's see what Sebastian loves. See if we can give him something. Did it not go in? There we go. Alright, let's see what Sebastian loves. Sebastian loves Frozen Tears. That one's easy. That one's easy. We have tons of those. Alright. Not that Sebastian is really one of our targets. But we do want to... Okay, here. Got lots of stuff going on. I do want to go to the desert. I do want to go to the desert. Excuse me, dog. Excuse me, dog. Excuse me. Oh my god, and then he runs. Okay. Okay, and we might as well... Oh, not Thursday. Not on Thursday. But anytime we're already going to be there, we might as well do that. And how many warp totems do we have? We have plenty of warp totems. Alright, and while we're there, we can grab some starfruit seeds. Alright, let's get that sweet, sweet magic rock candy. I see a panning spot up there. I cannot ignore panning spots. Look at that, we got another diamond. Alright. And one of these days... I mean, that's pretty cheap to make, but this is also pretty cheap. Just 3 Ami geodes. I'm not upset with the price to just buy them. Alright. Starfruit seeds. We are going to need a lot. We're going to need a lot. Let's start with 100. Actually, let's go with 200. $200 might be all we need. $200 might be all we need for all of the Junimo huts that we're going to need to fill up the farm with. Alright, so now we're good to go. We are going to want to come back. Wait, is Thursday when we get the deluxe speed grow? I need to do some research here. Cauliflower in the spring. I think cauliflower's like the most profitable one in the spring. Cauliflower with agriculturist. Yeah, we need deluxe speed grow. Oh no, we just need regular speed grow for the cauliflower to get a third harvest. We just need regular speed grow. Okay. And that we can get from Pierre. I think the price is the same everywhere for that. Alright, so what are we doing? We can't give that to her. We can drop this stuff off here. Alright. And these are going to go to Ginger Island with us. Obviously not today, but tomorrow probably. Alright, excuse me, buddy. I've got to go give Sebastian his frozen tear. Frozen tears of a Yeti. Alright. And we do want to... Alright, there's Sebastian. And we do want to talk to Linus while we're here. Because we need those fiber seeds. What was it? It was 100 fiber. You know, we might not, but it's still good to have. Alright, Sam, what'd you get us? A pumpkin pie. Well, that's sweet. I do love a pumpkin pie. All right, and also we do want to see what Pierre has for sale here. Absolutely nothing. All right. Absolutely nothing of value to us. Linus, I think you underestimate how much people like you, buddy. Oh, also Harvey. Where's Harvey? We want to start talking to Harvey. There he is. If you don't count having to carry me from floor 179 back home, then I guess no, you're right. There were no medical emergencies this year. All right. Maybe tomorrow we can give that hardwood to Robin. Maybe. Alright, let's see what the fortune teller has in store for us today. Did I just get 3 golden walnuts? Should have gotten all the golden walnuts. What was that about? Welcome to Elwick's Oracle. Ooh. Ooh. Alright, cool. Want to make fish stew, but I need an albacore. I know they're almost out of season. Sorry about the short notice. Could you catch one for me, guys? I mean, what time of day, what weather, all that stuff. I think they're during the day at the beach. 6 a.m. to 11 a.m. and 6 p.m. to 2 a.m. So actually, yeah, they're in the morning at the beach. So we could go get that on our way to Ginger Island. Today's Friday, so we can also get a sprinkler, and we have to get a sprinkler. We cannot miss opportunities to get sprinklers. So let's go get a albacore and a sprinkler, and then head to Ginger Island, and with all of our golden walnuts, go ahead and finish everything there. Yeah, Gus is a nice guy. I really like Gus. I think I'll be expedient about answering his request. Extra cactus fruit, I do, and I kind of need to see you anyway. So I'll bring you one. Alright, let's get this albacore. Hopefully before 8 o'clock, and then we can get on the boat immediately. I don't think this is it. I'm pretty sure they're a little harder to catch. Just one albacore. That's all we want out of this. This might be it. Yep. Alright. 8 o'clock straight through. Working out alright. For a horrible luck day. Not bad. Not bad. We have all the walnuts, so we can go ahead and complete everything now. Alright, let's go finish up the farm. We've got a pineapple harvest here, that's nice. Oh, you know what we forgot? We forgot to go upgrade our mastery. We did level up. So we should do that today. Is that it? That is it. Let's stick these pineapples in the seed makers. We'll come back in a second. We want this warp obelisk. We want the Parrot Express up there. And we want to go into the... Did I just also get one? Yeah, I did. Interesting. Head on into the Ginger Island, or the Keys Walnut room back here. See if we can get a favorable quest right off the bat. Well, well, well. Well, well, well. Truly impressed. So we made it to Keys Walnut Room before the end of year 1. That's not bad. That's not bad at all. I definitely decided to push myself. We're not going to talk about the Joja Parrot incident. We're not going to talk about the Joja Parrot incident, right? Yeah, I know the challenge has just begun. We're not going for perfection here, though. We do want those key gems. We're not going for perfection, but we do want those key gems. And I think The only purpose is to get pressure nozzles. Because we need to make the most out of the lightning rods that we have. Excuse me. We need to make the most out of the battery packs that we have. Speaking of which, we do need to make some more lightning rods. Ah, 3 days to do a skull cavern run. I mean, we might be doing one sometime soon anyway. But I don't know about the next 3 days. And then this one, I don't even have a kitchen. So let's accept that one, and maybe we'll do it. Right, we do kind of want Pierre's missing stock list. That is one of those things that's just all around useful. And we want the pressure nozzles. Key to the town is useful. Key seasoning can be useful when you're making ginger ale. The rest of this stuff, I don't think we bother with hyperspeed grow. What we might want to do deluxe fertilizer though. That's actually good. That's actually really good for when we go to plant our ancient fruit, because they're a permanent plant and we're just selling the raw crops. So the deluxe fertilizer is actually kind of a big deal, and that'll give us a nice outlet for our iridium. So that's probably the first target right there, is the deluxe fertilizer recipe. And then we just start going for pressure nozzles. Yeah, so the deluxe fertilizer recipe is 20 gems, and then pressure nozzles are 20 per 4 we get. Okay, not bad, not bad. Our perfection word, just don't look at that. Just don't look at that. Alright, so let's go repair the Parrot Express transport system. And I think that's it. I think that's everything that we can do with walnuts. I think that 24 is just extra at this point. Alright, so and we don't need to go back to the boat anymore. We can just use that warp obelisk when we're ready to go back. One of the next things that we do is we get the beach obelisk on the farm. That makes it much faster to get here. 2 days left for the cactus fruit, yeah. Getting the island obelisk definitely would be nice, but that is a much more long-term goal. The island obelisk takes a while to farm up the materials for it. Alright, what do we even have? We have 200 starfruit, we have 32 pineapple. Alright, well, this is going to be all taro there. Okay, so let's just keep the pineapple to this section. And let's go ahead and plant up the pineapple over here. Come on. Plant up all of our pineapple over here. We might as well do it there. We'll have plenty of room for the taro, and we can go to the other side of the creek to continue the taro. We might need to make ourselves a chest here, which we still haven't done. That's something we should have done a long time ago, to be honest. Alright, and I'm not really worried about watering this stuff. We just want to get it all planted. It's not really that much. It's not an emergency that it gets done soon. Okay, those are not tillable. It's not an emergency that they get done soon. So, we're good to go. Alright. We don't need them for a while. We're just going to hoard them in a chest so that we have the materials to make the Junimo huts when we're ready. Alright, so yeah, we'll just make ourselves a chest here. And put the rest of those seeds away to refill that space. Throw those starfruit seeds in there. We need the albacore for Gus. We need the albacore for Gus. We need the hardwood for Robin. And coconuts for Linus, I think it was, right? Coconuts. Linus loves coconuts. So that's something to keep in mind. So we can go ahead back now. We're making good progress. We've got just about the whole Ginger Island farm planted up. We've got 3 ancient fruit plants over there. So that we're making good progress there. Okay. Alright, and we're back in plenty of time. It is Friday, so we need to get our sprinkler from Krobus. But right now, what we need to do is get this hardwood to Robin. Get a coconut to Linus. Oh, someone wanted a cactus fruit as well. It was Robin. Okay. It was Robin. We're gonna pop this spicy eel, and then I'm gonna grab an espresso and pop that as well. 'Cause gotta go fast. We gotta go fast here. Okay, we're gonna pop that espresso. We're gonna grab a cactus fruit. And then we're gonna take all this up to Robin. See, look at how fast I'm moving here. And we also need to, don't forget, we also need to go down and get our farming mastery. Oh. Oh, that's right. This was that special order request. Oh, I don't want to. Okay, no. This is one of those things. I don't want to get involved. I am going to skip this. I don't want to get involved in Robin and Demetrius arguing over stuff. Where is Robin? Where's Robin? Did she go to the resort today? Okay, well, either way, I'll be able to see her in a little bit. I'll be able to see her in a little bit because it's Friday evening. So everyone goes to the... Where's Linus? Everyone goes to the pub, to the tavern on Friday evenings, so her and Demetrius will both be there. Is he just down here and I didn't see him? Guys, where's Linus? His winter schedule. See, this is one of those things where the wiki is just always on alt tab, right? Winter schedule, Friday. Walks to the spa, stands inside the spa. Oh, he actually goes inside. Okay. I didn't realize he ever actually went inside. Yeah, alright. I never knew that. I mean, it makes sense. Alright, so now we want to go find Robin and Gus. They're both going to be at the tavern, at the saloon. Yeah, well, I mean, you are a nurse and you work in the doctor's office. It is very likely you do end up catching something. Damage too much. Okay, I mean, Evelyn takes care of it. Like, Evelyn is on top of that stuff. I don't think you have to worry about it. Alright, where is... There we go. There's Robin. Okay. Yes, you can count on me, and there's that as well. Gopher. I'm assuming that means we've done a couple of these guys. Fish stew, that's the albacore to Gus. I should have brought my stack of peaches. Oh well. We'll head on over to Krobus and get our iridium sprinkler that we get once a week for 10,000 gold. Okay. And then we'll head down to the Mastery Cave, because we can go ahead and level up our farming mastery. And we'll make our statue of blessings. And we'll be on our merry way. Farming. There it is, right in the middle. Statue of blessings, iridium scythe, golden animal crackers. That's going to be nice to find our one and only golden animal cracker that we need to give to the legend pond. That will... I mean, we don't need the increase in money that he's going to give us, but every little bit helps. Every little bit helps. We can't walk through there. We're leaving it until the last day of winter to harvest absolutely everything here. Alright. We've got our iridium side now. Look at all those purple tools. We still need to stop. We still need to go to Clint's. And this is actually going to be a problem, because we can't... Oh, we can. We can throw stuff away. Okay. It was just that one trident we couldn't. We couldn't throw away the broken trident. Okay, so we can throw things away. It's just that currently we're still not getting any money for it. Okay, let's drop this. 1, 2, yep. Alright. Alright, so our old scythe is now obsolete. That's cool. We've got our iridium scythe now. I don't think the iridium scythe can harvest forageables though. Alright, how close are we here? We definitely need 1 full day of farming iron ore to make enough bombs here. But other than that, we are very much ready. We have 4 magic rock candies, which is more than enough. More than enough magic rock candies. We have everything else we need. Just the bombs. So we're just looking for a day to farm some iron ore. I guess this is it. I guess this is the day to farm some iron ore. If the whole field is ready, I'm going to go ahead and harvest today, though. Because, who knows, tomorrow might be an iridium luck day, you know? Oh, that's this guy, Shady Fizz. Alright, we can make sashimi now. We have all these recipes we can make. 500 gold for being the best neighbor. That's sweet. Okay. Alright, let's have a look here. If the whole field is ready, then we might as well harvest it now, and it looks like it is. But I wanted to wait for it to be the entire thing so that we could just do it in one sweeping go. One fell swoop. Make all of the seeds we need for next year and then sell everything else. We're still probably going to want to always kind of have some wild seeds going. It's just nice to have that forage available. We are going to want to grab our strawberries here. We're going to want to swap the strawberries for the melons, just to make sure if we do have a chance to go to the Skull Cavern, we have enough food with us. It does appear this was the last stuff I planted, so look at that. Isn't that nice? This was the last stuff I planted, so that means that everything is absolutely ready. Oh, and it does work with the forageables. That is wonderful. I don't think it works with forageables out on the map. I think it's just because I planted these seeds that it's sweeping them up. But it is really nice. Isn't that so much nicer? Such a huge quality of life improvement right there. Just with the iridium scythe. We should probably get another level off of this. I would imagine it's going to be close. Oh, maybe not. Oh, they do go up, don't they? Yeah, the first one was 10,000, the next one's 15. We're definitely getting mining with the next one. That gets us access to the statue of the Dwarf King, and that makes the Skull Cavern runs and the mining much more efficient, much more profitable. You can get extra geodes, you can get extra coal. Specifically for the Skull Cavern runs, you can get extra ladders and shafts. That one's really good for Skull Cavern runs. But for just mining in general, it's very good. Works really well. We do want to go ahead and make our Statue of Blessings as well that we got access to with the farming mastery. We should have all the materials we need for it, so we should be able to just go ahead and make it. Alright, still took us till almost, it's going to be almost noon by the time I'm done harvesting this winter field. Alright. Alright, let's just go ahead and pull all of our winter forage items out of here. Okay. And that way we can see how many can we make. 2,090? Do we just make all of them? I think we do. I think we do. And that way next year, next winter, during the second week of winter, we will have the entire farm filled still. Because keep in mind, we're still, we're aiming for year 3 completion of this challenge. We're aiming for year 3 completion of this challenge. So we are going to have another winter. Oh, I forgot this little patch up here. Alright, we are going to have another winter, so it would be nice to have full fields for that winter. Now the question is, do we also start with powder melons? I mean, they're basically worthless, right? They're basically worthless. These stacks of forageables are already more valuable. 6,300, 11,500, 17 and change. 62, 13 to 17 and change. And we already used most of the forage to make 2,090 seeds. So it seems that the forage would be way more profitable. I'm not sure that the powder melons are even worth growing at this point. What I am going to do is I'm going to go check the raccoon. I think maybe something that he wants has to do with powder melons. And that might be a reason to not sell them all. Nope, snails and smoked bullhead. Okay, that's right. That's right. Snails and smoked bullhead. We'll get there. We'll get there. Right, our nice big empty farm. Nice big empty farm. Alright, these are all going in the bin. So that's, 35,000 gold. Not that much. Not that big a deal. Alright. And do we have anything else going on? Yeah, this is very likely not going to happen. We've got tomorrow. That is a possible. We're going to go farm iron ore today. And we can just buy whatever bombs we need after that. So it's possible tomorrow. It's obviously not possible on the first day of spring. Because we're going to be spending all day planting. We've got to spend all day planting on the first day of spring. Alright, so let's go grab some iron ore and just make sure we're prepped. Love you, bud. Gotta pet the dog. Gotta pet the dog. Make sure we're prepped for our skull cavern runs. Because who knows? Maybe it'll be tomorrow, right? Alright, let's pop that spicy eel. A little bit of extra luck and movement speed. Alright, hold on 1 second. I'm going to go spend a moment with the birds here. Alright, I'm back. Had a little moment with the birds. Made sure they had plenty of sunshine in their room. Alright. Made sure they had plenty of food and water. They're all good. They're just being their active selves. Alright, let's immediately get the iron up there. That's most of what we're looking for. And actually, before we go too far here, I need to go get my trash can. So I do. I keep forgetting to go get it. Alright, let's go get that trash can. We'll be right back. It's not gonna take very long at all. 2:10 was when we left the mine. There it is. $2:20 is when we get back. See, not a big deal. Not a big deal. Those mine carts really make traveling around town so much easier. just looking for efficient iron, as efficient as we can be with gathering iron here. That's our sole purpose. We just want bunches of iron ore so that we can make bombs, so that we can do a good skull cavern run. After we do another skull cavern run, it's very likely that we won't need to make our own bombs after that anymore. We should be getting to that point where we can start buying them from the dwarf very soon. Very soon we're going to have Ginger Island farm full of pineapples, and we're going to be pumping out the profit. But for now, we still have to be stingy. We have to be frugal here. We can make bombs at home. We don't need to buy the bombs at the store. We can make bombs at home. It just takes grinding time, that's all. So grind away we will. What is our mastery looking like? We'll have our mining mastery. We'll have our next mastery within the next couple days, it looks like. Especially if we do a skull cavern run. It would be nice to have the statue before we go back into the skull caverns, but hey, we gotta do what we gotta do, right? Gotta do what we gotta do. Okay, well, thank you, Dust Sprite, for mining my iron for me. I appreciate the help. Made my job easier. I mean, I guess XP is XP at this point. It doesn't even matter what we get it from. So if we see a bunched up enemies, we might as well. I mean, that's not really what I'm here for. I'm not here mining experience, though. I'm here mining iron. So let's keep it on track, yeah. Yeah, the birds are getting impatient. They want some TV time, I think. I think they want some TV time. I'll do this, I think I'll do tomorrow as well. I'll do another day after this, and then I'll get off the stream. It might go a little past 10:30. Here's a special slime. I can almost assure you I cannot get anything useful from it, but I'm still gonna do it, you know? I wanna see what they can drop. Thermal boots, that's not even close to an upgrade. Was it worth doing? Maybe. I mean, I don't know. We're still pretty high up in the mine, so probably never worth doing right now. Maybe down at floor 100, it might be worth doing. I don't know. You know, we're not fully kitted out quite yet. Maybe there's something that we could get. Actually, getting that mining mastery would be pretty huge, because then you can get trinkets the trinkets really changes how you navigate the mines and how you navigate the skull caverns. I really like the rapid fire quiver because it fires fast enough that it pretty much just keeps monsters off of you entirely. And that, when I'm doing a skull cavern run, that's what I want. I want the monsters to just stay out of my way. So that rapid fire quiver really does a good job of keeping the monsters off of me while I'm just searching for ladders. All right. Winding down the evening, really 162 is, I mean, I guess we didn't have the whole day, more like half the day, so I guess that's okay. It's not great, it's not bad either. But we've got a little bit of time left here. I'm not about to stay until I pass out right here. Right? We just want the materials to make these bombs. We don't want it that bad. I want to get back and sleep in my warm bed in my little log cabin and be ready for the next day, be ready for tomorrow. So we're just gonna do maybe 2 more tries here at some more iron ore, and then we're gonna call that a day. Not much going here. Let's give it at least another couple. We'll go till 11 p.m. There's one. And none. Alright, it's a bunch of copper. I know copper was useful for the charcoal kilns, but I don't think we're going to need those anymore. I think we already made enough of them. So I'm struggling with what we're going to do with all this copper we have. All right. Let's take stock of what we got today. Alright, so how's our charcoal look? 93. We're gonna need more. How's our wood look? Not that much either. So let's make the coal we can make. Oh, and oh no, okay. It thought I was trying to put it in the furnace, in the kiln. No, the furnace, yes. Put away our forage. Sell our 1 gold dwarf scroll. And make 51 bombs. Okay, so we can definitely buy the rest from the dwarf. We can definitely buy the rest from the dwarf. 'Cause that's close, right? That's close. I'd really like to see at least 170. So maybe one more day of farming iron, or just buy 50 from the dwarf. It would be well worth it. Alright, so really the winter field, not that much. 20,000 of it is just from the strawberries. So that whole winter field, all that work, was 40,000 gold. Not, not even close to good, but better than nothing. Better than nothing. I think I've been keeping up with the recipes pretty well. Alright, terrible luck day. So we know we're definitely not going to the skull caverns. So we know that. So that helps us plan out our day. Gotta pet the dog. Love you, bud. That helps us plan out our day. So at that point then, it's Sunday today, so I do want to head to the desert. Although we have plenty of staircases, We have so many staircases. We don't have to worry about that. When is it that Sandy sells the deluxe speed grow? Desert. The Oasis, that's what it's called. The Oasis Deluxe Speed Grow is on Thursdays, right. So I guess we're not doing that for the cauliflower this time. Cauliflower. Oh, that's right, we had determined we could do it with the regular speed grow. The regular speed grow with our agriculturist profession will get us a third crop of cauliflowers during spring. So that's good to go. Alright, so what do we do, right? We maybe take a coconut up to Linus. Yeah, take a coconut up to Linus and then head to Ginger Island and see what's going on there. Yeah, we're not going to get that done, but that's fine. That's fine. We'll pick up a new quest. Let's take a coconut up to Linus. We want to get him maxed out at this point so that we can get those fiber seeds. At least I think that's how we get them. Or maybe it's his special order. Maybe it's his special order we get those from. The clean up the valley one, where we fish up a bunch of trash. Hold on 1 second here. Alright, I just had a message there, that's all. Just had a message to answer. Alright. We'll head on over to Ginger Island. Check out what's up over there. And just kind of wind down this winter. Wind down the winter. It's the final day of year 1 here. The last day of year 1. And it's gone well. Alright. What do we got? Some blueberries and some broccoli. Yeah, the taro's not ready yet. So that's it. Pretty anticlimactic end to year one here, huh? So I guess what we do is we go and we farm some iron ore to finish it out. Right? We farm some iron ore to finish out the year. Get ourselves ready for our next skull cavern run. We're finally thinking about some relationships. We're working on Linus, and at some point we do want to start working on Harvey, because that is who we've decided to marry. Let's put on the spicy eel first. And let's see how close we are. We're getting there. We're getting there. All right, a decent start. Decent start. Just keep it moving. This is a really good, really heavy iron floor here. That's a great start. Just a random prismatic shard in the mines, not bad. Not gonna complain about that. Is that all the iron? Yep. There was a purple rock, but I'm not sure. I don't know if it was worth running the whole way down there for it. We're just trying to get our bomb total up to 170 plus. Our stack of bombs up to 170 plus, so that we can go to the skull caverns on a moment's notice if it's an iridium luck day. Sadly, and I have a feeling that this is how my luck kind of goes, tomorrow is the 1st of spring, and there's absolutely no way we can do it tomorrow. We cannot do a skull cavern run tomorrow. Tomorrow is 100% about planting. We can't spare any days if we want to get a 3rd cauliflower harvest in. And also, actually, we don't even need to bother. We can just reset, start from the top. When we're buying cauliflower seeds, I might need to do the math ahead of time, because I actually also need to buy an equal number of cauliflower seeds and speed grow fertilizers. If we want to get a 3rd cauliflower harvest in, we need to use speed grow. So obviously, we don't have to do the entire farm. It would be nice. It would be nice to do the whole thing on the same schedule. It's not required. It's not required, but it would be nice. So I'll have to see how much the speed grow costs and how much the cauliflower seeds cost. Let's see how much money we have at that moment. Alright, here we go again. Here's a special slime. I'm gonna kill it. Wood mallet, okay. That wouldn't even have been an upgrade for our first time through here. So it is what it is. Every time I see one of those special slimes, I have to try. I want to see what they're going to drop. I've definitely gotten upgrades from them before, but we're way past this level of the mines as far as our character progression, so it's not surprising that we never see an upgrade from them. Alright, we're doing alright. We've got 89 iron ore so far. I would definitely like to see more than that by the end of the day. I mean, it's only 3 p.m., so we're not doing badly. Well, there's at least one more there. And there is. It is just one more. We'll just pickaxe our way back to the stairs. And if we find a ladder, then okay. And if we don't, then okay. Nope. Back to the top. Every little bit counts. We're just building up a stack of bomb material here. We want a good stack of at least 170 bombs so that we're ready for a Skull Cavern run on our next Iridium Luck Day. And also, I need to remember to build our Statue of Blessings when we get back to the farm. Nothing. From the top. The Statue of Blessings has a chance of giving us +1 luck for the day, so that's a big deal. And even if we don't get the +1 luck, there's other useful buffs as well that it can give. Speed, extra friendship with people that you talk to, and a 50,000 gold butterfly somewhere on the map. I have found it a few times. It's completely random where it spawns, and you know, you're not guaranteed to find it, and it's not really worth running all over the map just to find a 50,000 gold butterfly. You know, you're going to spend your entire day just trying to find this butterfly for 50,000 gold. And hey, if you need the money, then I guess it could be worth the day spent doing it. I just don't feel like it's really worth going out of your way to try to find it. We'll just do a couple more. We've got 150 iron ore so far. We've got a nice little group of it here. Okay, that was a lot of ladders. That was a lot of ladders. Alright, Alright, our coal iron balance is working out pretty well. We're getting a little bit of extra coal beyond the bomb making recipe, so that's great news. Alright, our spicy eel is running out. It just ran out. So I think that's a good time to say we're done. I think that's a good time to say we're done with the iron ore farming for the day. We'll head back to the farm, make our bombs, make our Statue of Blessings, and call it a day here. And then I'll sign off. Alright. Let's just organize ourselves, put everything where it belongs. Throw this dwarf scroll in the bin so we can get our 1 gold. Make our Statue of Blessings. And thankfully with the details there, we can see how much stuff we have. We are definitely going to need those fiber seeds, I think, to get all of our Junimo huts going. Because we're gonna need about 2,000 fiber just for the Junimo huts. We're gonna need about 20 Junimo huts, I think. So here goes 1,000 right now. And most of our moss, but we don't really have much of a need for moss for anything else going on. Okay. And let's see how many bombs that got us. That got us to 178. So we can go with that. We can go with that. So we're ready. We're ready for a Skull Cavern run. We don't have to do any more prepping. We've got everything we need. And the Statue of Blessings, so that's nice too. Yay, we got speed for the rest of the day today. So now every day we get a blessing. Sometimes it's going to be luck, sometimes it's going to be speed, sometimes it'll be friendship, extra friendship with people for talking to them. And sometimes it'll be, oh yeah, the first 3 fish of the day are easier to catch. That one is kind of useless. That one is kind of useless. Whenever you're this far into the game. Alright. So we're going to start tomorrow's stream on Spring 1 of Year 2 with a lot of planting. Spring 1 of Year 2. It's gonna be a bad luck day, so that's at least consistent. Kent arrives back in the valley, so we can do that quest line, but it no longer gives us walnuts because we already finished the walnuts. But here's where we're gonna start spring of Year 2. Is going to be just clearing up and planting as much cauliflowers as we can, as many cauliflowers as we can. Right, we've got a lot of cleanup to do. Got a lot of cleanup to do. There's even tree seeds here. So that's going to be a pain in the butt. We have to try to get as much of this done in one day as possible. Be nice to have a helper around here, huh? Alright guys, thank you. Thank you for hanging out with me. Thank you for joining me for my stream. I appreciate the company. Have a great day.